ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o ká máa kí ṣe bàbá. Ìgbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o ká máa kí ṣe bàbá. Ìgbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o ká máa kí ṣe bàbá. Ìgbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o ká máa kí ṣe bàbá. Ìgbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o ká máa kí ṣe bàbá. Ìgbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o ká máa kí ṣe bàbá. Olódùmarè ìfà ẹlẹ́gbára láàánú òrìṣà ńlá olúkòso ọ̀sán yìí o ògúnlákàyé ọ̀ṣun ẹ̀wù yìí iyemọja ẹgbẹ́ egungun gbogbo ìjàpátá irúnmọlẹ̀ o gbogbo ayé ẹ̀yin ìyá mi àtẹ̀yin bàbá mi babaláwo olórí ìbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o wá máa kí ṣe bàbá. Ìbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o wá máa kí ṣe bàbá. Ìbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o wá máa kí ṣe bàbá. Ìbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o wá máa kí ṣe bàbá. Ìgbà rúmọlẹ̀ àjàláyé àjàlọ́run ṣọlágbàdé ẹlẹ́bùbọn bàbá wa wóníran ọmọ yẹn nílùú Ọ̀yọ́ ìlú Òwò.
Orúbọyè o, àbọ̀yìnbọ̀ ṣíṣe fún gbogbo òòṣà pátápátá tí bá ń wò wá lónìí. Welcoming everybody to the teaching today. My name is Baba Yooba, and I'm going to be taking you on a very awesome ride today. No stress, just an awesome ride of knowledge, while we are exposing each other to who we are. As I always maintain that you as a person are the God that you are looking for. You are the God that you are looking for. Before we go into today's teaching, if you are joining us on either Facebook or some other channel, I kindly want to bring to your notice of several teachings that we have done in the past that will be of a benefit to you. We have done teachings on witchcraft, where we handled Osameji effectively for the benefit of those who are interested in that knowledge. We have spoken about the strength of limitation. I've taken you through the etymology and the order of initiation, the oduology. Here on this platform, we have demystified the concept of Abiku. Wọ́n lá Abiku sológun dèké nítorí pé Abiku fúnra ara rẹ̀ èké ni. The knowledge of sex has also been talked about. I've taught you how to spot a true Babalawo in 5 seconds. Unsolicited compassion, one of the best that we have ever discussed here, which has put a lot of people in trouble, the danger of unsolicited compassion. And for those who are embracing this way of life and you are dealing with a lot of depression right now, I have spoken about how to deal effectively with depression. And for this particular topic, which every one of us are scared of, the living, the dying, and the dead, we have spoken about demystifying death extensively also on our shrine session. Do you have lust in you? I've thought about how you can effectively manipulate lust, your lust. Because lust can be a very beautiful thing only if you know how to manipulate it. Today, we will talk about the matrix of Akosejaye, which is the foundation of the problem of most of us, Black people. The matrix of Akosejaye. Ẹ̀bájá ṣèbà fáwọn tó lè iwájú àtàwọn tó lẹ́yìn. Ìbà alára ìbà jèrò. Ìbà ọ̀rọ̀gún ilé ìlá. Ìbà àwọn eléwé àkọ́kọ́. Veneration to our ancestors, for those who have gone ahead of us, those who are with us now. And we also use the medium to venerate those who will be coming after us. We do not claim to know everything, but in the multitude of the knowledge available in the universe, we share with one another. We also ask that the universe open up the vault of knowledge and wisdom, that all of us today will be impacted and be opened to the light that is within us. Ashe, Koribe. Ìbà àwọn ìyá ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́ o, arógbá aṣọ má balẹ̀. Ìbà obìnrin ayé, ìbà àwọn tí wọ́n ti yípo padà. Ìbà ẹ̀yin ọ̀sàlànsólò òṣòlò-ńsálá, àtàpájorí àti fún jẹ̀dọ̀, àtẹ̀jọ̀jọ̀ ròrò. Ìbà yín ni mo ṣe, ìbà gbogbo obìnrin tí ń wò mí o. Lọ́mọdé ni lágbà ni, abilékọ ni àbí wúndíá. Veneration to all the women. Only you deserve this kind of respect that I show. May your energy continue to support me and correct me in a very calm manner when I go wrong. Ashe. Let us go into today's teaching. If you are just joining us, you can just do your veneration to all the Orisha online today, and then you can take your pen and paper and listen attentively. I would like to say that the platform of Baba Yooba is not a religious platform. So we can demystify that before we continue. The platform of Baba Yooba is not a religious platform. It is a learning platform. A learning platform with peculiarity. Peculiarity of making you God, so that I can help you effectively stop putting your hope in the sky to the sky God and start looking inward of yourself for the solution that you are looking for. The platform is radical, it is revolutionary, it is rebellious, it is heretic, and it is blasphemous against every pre-existing concept which you know that are no concept at all. The platform will demystify everything about the religion of the invaders and everything that is not right about the ways of the ancestors, which has been corrupted because we have a lot of people around, a lot of Babalawo. Unfortunately, they are more than those who know the truth, who are using the Greek mythology and the way of the invaders. When I talk about the invaders, I talk about the Caucasian religious system, the Abrahamic religion, the Eurasian religious setting, to interpret the ways of the ancestors. Know that there are 3 types of ancestors of African people. We have the pre-slavery ancestors. Those are the ones that I refer to when I teach. We have the during slavery or in slavery ancestors. And then those ones receive the battery and the beating and the abuse and the victimization of the invaders. Those ones gave birth to the post-slavery ancestors. Those ones you easily refer to as your grandfather, your grandmother, great-great-grandmother. They are just young folks, just few hundred years ago. Note that the pollution of African spirituality did not start yesterday. It did not start 1,000 years ago. It has been a systematic invasion. Consistency, persistency, eventually won the trophy for the invaders. What I teach you are the concept before the slavery. What I was trained up to teach you are the concept before the slavery, the concept without idolatry, the concept without hero worshiping, the concept without heaven, the concept without hell, the concept without the sky god. When your ancestors, African people, fully took responsibility of their going in and coming out, so they explored this continent called Africa, which extended into the southern Europe and the western East, the Middle East, the whole of the Jordan, the whole of the Palestine, and all that. When your African ancestors were living as kings and queens, such that their light shined so much that it attracted the savages into their continent. You don't take over useless stuff. You don't. Do you take over what is useless? Do you take over a redundant nation, the redundant continent? You don't take over. You don't try to invade where there is no fortune for you. The only thing that attracted the likes of the Alexander the Idiot or the Greek or so, the implanting of the people like Ptolemy, the coming of the Portuguese, the coming of the British was because there is gold, diamond, milk, honey on this continent called Africa. And I'm telling you today, they never left. They are still here. Because if Africa shut its border down, if Africa shut the rest of the world out of its natural resources and human resources, every single part of the whole world will go broke in few years. And so they need their presence here. They need their diplomatic nonsense. They need their democracy, which is actually indirect autocracy. They need the politics to be played according to their own statutes and their own way of life. They have tried the guns. They have tried the sword. They realized you were resilient. They have carted away your people. They realized they took away a mindset with them. And so they created religion to invade your heart, having invaded your body, your land, your women, your children. It is the last concept they developed, the last invention, which is religion, that was presented to you under Abraham, that is having a branch in Muhammadan, and also the Jesus folks, that has outlasted them here, that has continuously or continually captivate or enslave African folks. It is this same concept of religion of the invaders that has perpetually rendered average African child poor, because by status and by standard of the natural resources and the knowledge possessed by people in this continent, one African child shouldn't be poor at all or beg for bread. The prayer of saying the Lord is my shepherd is an abomination, or to be an abomination in the tongue or the mouth of an African child. I say again, the Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. First of all, an African child is not supposed to understand the concept of want or lack. Do you want me to say that again? In the default, by default setting, an African child ought not to ever hear the word want, lack, famine, or lack of provision, not to mention having a prayer to resuscitate this provision. By the default setting, it is an aberration or a great taboo for an African child to ever pray the prayer of the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Not to mention lying down in a greener pasture, restoring your soul. Are you with me? But they systematically focus your attention on where there is nothing and gave you the concept of getting something from nothing else. Getting something from nothing else. The land that flows with milk and honey surely must have a system of extraction or mining. A system of extraction or mining. And all of the system of extraction or mining is under this matrix. The matrix of Akosejaye, otherwise also known as Esentaye. What is Akosejaye? I would simply put that Akosejaye is the concept of understanding self. No matter how far we go, no matter how unmoved we are, African spirituality starts and ends with understanding self. It starts and ends with understanding self. See, knowing Ogun will not benefit you as knowing yourself. Knowing Oshun will not benefit you as much as knowing yourself. You can know every other thing or every other person, but if you do not understand yourself, the knowledge acquired is going to taunt you and haunt you. Taunt you and also haunt you. It is the lack of understanding of yourself that make you want to copy others or be like someone else. Are you with me? I've seen a lot of people approaching African spirituality with the same curiosity of looking for a savior, a lord, a master, a governor, a god, an idol. No. There is no relationship between the real African spirituality and being lord over. I have said it before. The concept of worshiping starts from looking outside of you for what is happening or what is going to happen inside of you. African spirituality is the spirituality of African people, not the religion of African people. I'm not going to doubt the fact that some African people also have religion. At least when they took away the cross from you, you start going back to bow down to the ankh. When they took away the white Jesus from you, you created the black Jesus. That is to show you the adamant level or the stubborn level how mankind will go to to create something for worship. Somebody was asking me recently that if you don't believe in the sky God, what do you believe in? Somebody must have something to believe in. I said, if my belief is not in me or in what you are capable of doing, I have no need to believe at all. If I cannot believe in you and I can't believe in me, anything called belief is in existence. It is not existing at all. Now, Akosejaye simply means the steps you will take in life. The step you will do what you will take in life. Some people call it predestination, but I will really not say it that way, because even though there is the concept of Akosejaye, it is still not stable, it is still not static. You still have a great deal of role to play in the steps you also take in life. After all, most of us have missed it in life. Some of us who are supposed to find ourselves in this way of life, we have walked into churches, we have walked into mosques, we have walked to India to go and do Buddha. We have done a lot of nonsense stuff. It is not good that we wasted our time, but we should take responsibility that the time wasted was individually or personally inflicted upon us by us. Yóò suffer, yóò tún sọ lọ́rin kó tó lówó lọ. Ọ̀nà la ẹlòmíì kò pẹ́, ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀nà tó gbà ń lọ yàtọ̀. The lack of knowledge of your Akosejaye is why you want to travel from, let's say, Nigeria to UK. You know, from Nigeria you get to Amsterdam, then you get to UK. But instead of going through Amsterdam or something, you first travel to China. Then you now came to India. Then from India, you now went through Honolulu. Then you go through USA. And then you came to maybe Cape Verde or Solomon Island before you went to UK. You still will get to the UK, but you have wasted time. You have wasted money. You have wasted energy. And there could be accident along the line that would not make you eventually get to UK. What if you run out of time? You will still say you are on your way to UK, but you could die at Honolulu. You have run out of time. It is the concept of Akosejaye that the forefathers or the ancient ones, the ancestors, knew that enables them to maximize their potential, because they went straight to the point. No time wasted. Everyone was minding their purpose and at their point of duty. And so, there is no concept of lack and want. Going back to the Lord is my shepherd. There is no concept of lack and want. They have more than enough to eat. One was not going to the house of another to beg for bread. Why? Because they are in their area of calling. Those who are supposed to be service provider were providing service, not just any service. Because in the world of today, everybody wants to trade Bitcoin, everybody wants to do Forex, everybody wants to be nursing, everybody wants to be in medical life, everybody wants to be IT. Whatever is reigning, we live a life of uniformity. Uniformity is bad for invention or for genuity. Uniformity is bad for uniqueness, for genuity. And if all of us sell one product, who would patronize one another? Everybody think, okay, food business is reigning. You also went into food business. What? Okay, let's say everyone should sell food business. What kind of food should you sell? What I just said is that we grew up to hear some of our father being called the father of cocoa, because they knew that of all the kind of farming that is available to be done. Even though they have been called into agriculture, they knew effectively the kind of crop that they could plant. They went to study the plant, they went to master it, they went to know the business aspect of it, and they stuck to it, one in a lifetime, and they became the father of that thing. They became the father of that thing. And so you hear that our fathers were just ordinary farmers, but they have crazy money. Most of the land that you are scraping to fight within yourself and killing yourself over now, do you know that your forefathers or ancestors who owned those lands were not as rich as you now? But because of you are not maximizing your own purpose or even in the area of your calling, you are filled up with the void and the vanity of this physical world, so much so that you kill one another for it. Ẹ wá máa jà sógún bí ẹni tí ò ní lárí. What aided them in those days? It is Akosejaye. Surely not everybody was a farmer in those days. Some were into goldsmithing, some even in the profession of smithing, some were into goldsmith, some were into blacksmith. There are different types. Are you with me? It is the ability to focus on your own lane that we call Akosejaye. But if you don't know the lane, how will you fall in line? If you do not know the lane, how would you fall in line? See, there is a way that Jews live their life. There is a way that the Jews, they live their life. If an African child chooses to live his life like the Jewish people, he will die in a miserable way. There are ways that the Arabians, the Arabs, choose to live their life according to the discoveries of their ancestors. If you, an African child, choose to live the life of an Arabian, you will be lost in the mixed multitude. You will be lost in it. Living your life according to the pattern of another race, another person, is like fighting a war that you do not know the nitty-gritty of. Using a weapon that you did not read the manual. Trying to heal from a disease you have not diagnosed. That's why it may look like their way is paying them, because they set the rule for that race. And it seems as if you that copy them, your life is worse for it. The actual way of those people is war, weapon of warfare. It is always war. You can read in their books, war. No prayer. There's no prayer in their ways. They mirror prayer for you as an instrument of distraction. Their way was war from the beginning, Genesis to Revelation. Fatia to Yasin, war. What they did was to increase the knowledge of war. The only thing they did that was better than before was to do the warring in a compliant way according to the dispensation. So when you try to attack the Jews, they don't pray to the God of Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob. They simply set the drone and also reply your missiles. When you try to attract the what is it called? The Arabians, they simply mobilize their Mujahideen, their Taliban and all that. They get the AK-47 and come against you. There is no Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. No. But because you don't know the nitty-gritty of what they are up to, you went to go and be playing the distraction line. So while you are praying to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and chanting throughout Yasin, look at Africa today. Look at your continent. Look at your nation. The nation that believes so much in the foreign gods. Look at the foreign bitterness and foreign battery and foreign abuse and foreign poverty that you people are living with. You may hate me. You may dislike me, maybe because of one or two rumors you have heard about people who want to look like me, who want to be like me, who want to copy me, who envy me. You may be fighting the war or battle of other people, but don't hate the word I say to you, because I come in peace with knowledge and truth, and I risk my life to say it to you. In this land, the land where the son of the sun, the sons of the sun were born, in this melanated colony, this melanated civil society, this melanated community, purpose and its determination is the beginning of any child's life. So, people who are meant to be doing trading are not found. Doing music. All our young ones today who want to be celebrity. Everybody want to blow. The word blow is enough to scare you. Nǹkan rẹ̀ kan blow kó má bàjẹ́. Have you seen someone who blew and did not actually get destroyed? I always tell you, loud noise is the characteristics of destruction. Loud noise. How loud it is determines how destructive it may be. Look at them. The so-called celebrity, their life is loud, no privacy. But if you get close to them, they suffer from depression, great depression. And so 99.9% of them are drug addicts, and they don't hide it. Do you think they smoke weed, they ingest alcohol because of fashion or trend? There is a demon, a monster. Each and every one of them are trying to hide. While they loudly give you joy, they are empty inside, deeply sorrowful inside. They could fill their shelf and offices with plaques and awards and certificates and any numbers of Grammy. Get close to them and realize that they are lonely even in the midst of multitude. Those are the blow you want to blow. My Oluwo said, whatever come fast never lasts long. Whatever come fast never lasts long. He said, look at firewood. You see the one that burns slowly lasts long in the kitchen. Those ones that burn so fast, you can't want to use them quickly. They are the highway to the grave. In the twinkle of an eye, they turn into ashes. Wood that burns slowly eventually become coal that can be reused. You see those ones that burn so fast? They go from wood straight to ashes. Straight. Oh, wá ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́. Kó o tiẹ̀ ṣe sùúrù díẹ̀díẹ̀. Kó o bẹ̀rù orí ẹ̀. Why don't you just calm down? Why don't you just relax, calm down? It is not because we also cannot do gali fele. Alágẹmọ tí máa ń rìn jẹ́jẹ́ ikú máa ń pa kàbèlètà sí ọ̀pọ̀lọ́ tí ń jọra ẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀. A chameleon that takes time to walk, that walks slowly. Sometimes chameleon is so careful that chameleon will even go and hide by adapting its own color to the color of its environment so that you don't notice it. Do you know it eventually dies? Not to mention a frog that is jumping up and down. You see it, just calm down. Those are the secrets that African spirituality gives you. So when they say you are not going against this person the way this person is going against you, African spirituality open your eyes to the deep of the depth. It gives you the key to the vault. It first approach your spirituality by controlling your emotion. Akosejaye. If you do not know your script in life, probably you will not know when the director is saying action. Your direction now is not the sky god. You are the director. You probably might not know your location. Your script in life determines your location. Those movie people, do you know they know locations? You probably might not know that it's your turn, even if you're in that location. Please listen to me, everybody. You might be in the location and not know that it's your turn to be casted. You might be in the location at the right time and know that it is your time, but you are acting other people's script. It is not every employment that you take up. Most of you give thanks for your death. You say, Baba, I've gotten a job today. Is that the kind of joy you get? Most of you get involved in some association. Is that supposed to be? See, I've been in wrong association before. Just because I refuse to listen to my instinct. There are people I should not be seen with in my life, naturally. There are people I should not even exchange greeting with. According to my Akosejaye, fiery people. Sometimes we use modernization to destroy spirituality. You will pay dearly for it. I've mingled with one or two persons in my life that today, they are still a pain in my neck. They are evil people, good for nothing people, empty people, folks that should not be seen in the society of good human beings. But because I said modernization, after all, there is nothing at stake than just helping each other and being good to one another. Nínú Akosejaye àti sọ fún wọn wípé ojú rere rẹ ó gbọ́dọ̀ limitation. You would have been told in your Akosejaye.com. Sometimes you cannot afford to accept visitors. People cannot live with you. You can't live with people. You cannot help so get sort of people. Sometimes when you talk back when you don't listen, you pay dearly. I am still paying dearly for some. I am still paying dearly for some as at now. You see, they say once beaten, twice shy. But most of you merciful people, you may die in the process of helping. Because there's something peculiar about good people. They damn the consequences as long as compassion is requested or required. But we won't go into the nitty-gritty of that. Sadhguru was saying in one of his teachings, he said, events attacks, propaganda, setup, sometimes catastrophe or calamity is an evidence that you are alive and doing something fantastic. Because nobody ever think of bringing down those who are not climbing. So when someone is trying to bring you down, know that you are climbing. Focus on your ladder. All they need is for you to take your eyes off the ladder. Moment you take your eyes off the ladder, they have got you. And it is not the physical eye, it is their inside. If you do not receive attack, calamity, or catastrophe or event of life, either bad or good, that means you are dead. So the most peaceful place on earth is the burial site. As long as you are alive, especially if you are not dead while alive, people will come against you. It is Akosejaye that will plainly tell you, it will bring into remembrance and replay everything before you. This Akosejaye gives you what we call economic leverage over others. It gives you marital leverages. Akosejaye will point out if you are supposed to marry in life or you are not supposed to. Not everyone, I keep saying, not everyone is meant or are meant to marry. Kì í ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló yẹ kó bímọ gan. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹ̀yin ìyá ló jẹ́ pé ọmọ yín èpè ni ó ń gbé yín ṣẹ́. Some of you are not meant to even have children. You have no relation, you have no business with procreation. Akosejaye will reveal that to us. Ó lè ju ẹnu wa lọ láti sọ o. It may be more, it may be bigger for our mouth to say it, but it is good when you come to Ifa, the divination system, with a pure mind, not having your own decision made already. That's why we always say to people, equity cannot be approached with a stained hands. Sometimes you think equity is about justice alone. No, equity can be about even knowing us in yourself. Baba Bima. Nele, when we give birth to children here, within under 40 days, we go to do their Akosejaye. Why? Because it is our way of eradicating nuisance, eradicating the system of miscreant, hooliganism, louting and touting in our society. Do you know that in the ancient days, kò sí tá à ń pè lọ́mọ ọ̀tá? Ọ̀rá àsálà ní àlọ́mọ ọ̀tá. And the set of folks called Orasa are people that just, they hail you, you appreciate them. They call them area boys. But when we say we have hooligans, gangsters, oh, in those days, there's nothing like that because people respect their family name even more than death. People so much hold family. If I'm lying, please respond. Tell me I'm a liar. People respect family name more than death that will kill them. It is an aberration and a big, you are worth more than not being born than for you to mess up your family name. Why? Because each family have a role to play in society. When one member of your family fails to play their role, it trickles down and affects the whole of the society, and your family is held responsible. Why? Because everyone knows the role that they must play in the scheme of things and in the scheme of life. In the United States of America, gangsterism is even institutionalized. People sponsor it in United Kingdom, even here in Africa. Even here in Africa. And it seems as if those who are gangsters are those who are more richer than those who are diligent. Omore kan jẹ́ Bombi. Have you seen a good child that they call Ekun or Ibon or Iku or? We were running a civil society with great order, no chaos. No chaos at all. However, in the light of the so-called civilization which you embrace now, look at what your children are turning into. In the presence of so-called education that you go to the four walls of schools to get, look at it. See, education is knowing yourself in respect to your vision, your mission in life, and instruction of the universe. Akosejaye gives you a leverage economically. Why? Because it is during Akosejaye when you were born that we know, okay, this child is supposed to function in this kind of profession. Some of you are meant to be selling metals, iron rod, but you are busy trying to get a PhD. You are trying to get education that has everything to do with cramming and nothing to do with understanding of what significant or economic benefit it is for you to know that Thomas Edison created electricity. That's a lie. You have crammed. But they examine you by your prowess to cram and berubeso le launch in school. The education you say you are certified for, they certify you to be a slave who have crammed what they want you to know alone, and you limit through knowledge to academic curriculum. Limitation of knowledge is when you are satisfied. You are certified by academic curriculum. So you went to school to learn about Alexander the Idiot. You went to school to learn about World War I, World War II. How does it concern you? What is your business with all those things? How does it, what economic effect does it have on you as a person? Your name is Ifa Tomiwa. You know nothing about Odu or Ifa itself, but your name is Ifa Tomiwa. Omo Yoruba Tinje James. What is the meaning of James in Yoruba world? So this so-called education was brought to destabilize you. You do not know where to function. The real education is gotten during Akosejaye right. Because no one is exempted from it. Both old and young. The only problem of Akosejaye is that it is better we do it while a child was freshly born than when you are grown. Because you would have made some mistake when you are an adult. However, whatever is remaining, we just hope it is not destroyed totally. So we manage up, we start from where some have recovered their lost years after so many years on earth, just because they did Akosejaye. Imagine that your Akosejaye is saying that, this child must not leave the shore of Africa continent. That your Akosejaye is carrying that you as a child must not leave the shore of African continent, but you have been living in Europe for the past 30 years. Nothing to show for it, too. Not that your life is better. And you're already 75. And you heard the teaching today and you are coming. What has been lost has been lost. All we need to do is just to salvage whatever is remaining. All you need to do is just to salvage whatever is remaining. That's why we say, Kawifuni kato boni. It is better you know. See, as an African spiritualist, the solution, the science of the ancestors has given you a way such that things in life don't happen to you, they happen for you. Either good or bad, you are aware. Either good or bad, you are aware. So I posted a picture yesterday. I said, we do not smile because we don't fall ill like every other person. We do not smile because we don't die like every other person. We don't smile because we don't experience the desert time like every other person. We smile because we have a way out of it in African spirituality. So you might be wondering, is it too late for me to do Akosejaye? It is not too late. We can salvage what is remaining. However, one thing is sure, make sure you are meeting the true Babalawo, the right person. Else, they might be reading the script that is not yours to you. They can complicate matters. There are so many of you who have chosen that till the end of your episode on earth, you will see me as a fake person. It's okay. Please, either you see me as a fake person or not. There are so many Babalawo on earth. My advice is that meet the right one that will help your life. Oricho Gbeni yo magbe alawo ore koni. Oricho Gbeni yo gbe alawo ore koni. This Akosejaye give you this financial leverage by telling you the kind of profession you can pick. See, there's such a divination that people come to get from me. They call it element divination, element. But do you know that element is a set? It's a subset under Akosejaye. So when people come and say, Baba, that Akosejaye is too expensive, let me just do element. I say, why don't you add the small money and do Akosejaye so that we can do the overall, everything together, instead of you just getting a branch of the old tree. Go get the old tree and the root. Akosejaye tells you what kind of job can you do. Some of you do not need to go to Western education, Western school before you make it in life. Some of you are not even meant to come to the city. Your source of income, your creation of wealth is in the village. That village you ran away from. Because Abiodun came to the city and came back looking fresh. Do you know that most of the people who even travel abroad, when they are coming home, they use their credit score to buy things on credit and come home, to come and buga for you here. When they go back, they go to also Ibako, living on loan. Living on loan. Some of them, I didn't see all of them. Surely we have notable, responsible people living. Their life is filled with. Now, look at you now. Let me give you an. You are in Africa. They say Africa is bad, Africa is evil, Africa is this. But do you know majority of the things that Africans living in Africa owns, they pay it outrightly? Because the system of Africa do not allow mortgage system or loaning. So if you see an African child with a car, he has paid it fully. Yet you say he's poor and he's broke. See, don't let media tell you that something is wrong with you while living in Africa. See, if you know I'm lying, be telling me that this man is lying. Just cast me right now. If you see an African child in Africa riding a car, no matter how expensive, know that he has paid it fully. Because if you don't pay everything fully, they will not even give it. There is no loan system here. If you see an African child that say, this 2-bedroom flat is my house, know that he built it from beginning to the end with his money. They don't give credit for cement. The same African child who bought his car outrightly, who built his house by himself. Some of you are now even installing solar system. You don't want to have business with government. You install your own solar system. You are your own government. An African child will create his own water system. He does not buy water. An African child living in Africa will not buy water from the government. He will do his own borehole. He will treat it. He is so rich. This land is so rich that when you see them say, I own this wristwatch, they didn't take it on credit. But the media will make you look that even though you paid it outrightly, you are still not as good as those who are living on loans. And when the media get involved in your head and your brain, you forget your Akosejaye that told you that to be someone and somebody in life, you should not leave the shore of Africa. So many of you are just wasting money and making American government rich, making United Kingdom government rich by paying unscrupulous money to get visa. They know they will not give you the visa. They will not tell you ahead. They will collect your money. They will not refund you. and you will not have anything to say. So going to America and UK has now become a prayer point, something that African children now have to fast and pray to get. It's like a financial breakthrough for them. I say that the concept of lack and want was not part of the programming of any African child if we are to go according to the ancient scheme. I say it and I say it again. I say it and I say it again. Do not let people who are suffering recruit you into their suffering. The same concept of marriage. They know it is not rosy, but they will always tell you that I can't wait for you to get married. Marriage is a beautiful thing. Until you enter, you realize you are in one chance. Until you look at your Africa as the land flowing with, because those who are saying you should go against Africa, the way they are looking at it is like an egg. They can't mess with Africa. The white people, the Chinese people, the Lebanese people, the Arabian people that tell you to destroy Africa, they are telling you to destroy so that they can come in. They know that this is the sustenance of the Africa. By status of hierarchy, if we are to go, African race are the only race that should be making it alive. So a lot of you, according to your Akosejaye, you are not even. It is sad for us to now do Akosejaye for someone who has been living in Germany for the past 15 years, looking for Aduro, Iwe Gbelu. Look at you. Just to live in Germany, live in Europe and all that. There is no fat white women that you have not slept with. Women that naturally they are not in your level of settings. They lock you up in the house so you don't run away. You are a sexton for them, but you are a king in Africa. You are a king in Africa. Somebody say Baba Yooba is looking younger. These are the kind of comment I need. All of you that want to kill me with your wala, with your abosi, with your gossip. If you have problem with me or you people are gossiping about me, go and talk to people that you are gossiping. It's not my business. Don't bring that bad energy here. Me now. Don't be on you. Thanks to those who are looking after me. I really appreciate it. I'm surrounded by good people. Awesomely good people who will not see me suffer. May you not suffer in life. May the universe send helpers to you. May you not lose your life untimely. So now, you are there. How do I now break the news to you that you have taken loan, you have collected cooperative society money, you have turned your mother into a debtor to go into the slavery that you cannot even find funny and say, quit whatever you are doing in Europe, come back home, and when you get to Africa, buy land and begin to do farming. Some that will accept, they will not even say what kind of farming. Some, it might be vegetable farming that you are supposed to go to. Some of you might be arable farming. When we say go into the tilling of land, we don't say agriculture alone. Sometimes you need to ask questions. You will buy a beer, you will not ask. If I say till the ground, sometimes I'm telling you to go into mining. It may be all these precious stones that you are supposed to be tilling. Sometimes we tell people, see, for you to make it in life, that it is stone you will sell. You will now begin to look at, okay, they use granite, they use gravel, they use this thing. I don't know. I don't want to. Do you think those people who are selling stones and all that, they are not making it in life? Those free natural resources that all you need to do is to pay little money here, buy this tipper and load from here to here and supply for life. These are things that the universe and Ori has made provision for you. The same truck you don't want to drive in Africa, you will go and be driving it there, but you have PhD. After your post-hole digger kind of certificate, after you have been certified to be a post-hole digger, you will still get to their country and they will still tell you to go and be mopping floor. You will mop floor in abroad with joy, but here you will say it is below. A lot of people. It is not enough for you to come for Akosejaye or divination, but will you listen when we tell you what to do? Are you going to listen if we tell you what to do? A certain man who came for divination, he lives in Seychelles. I think, yeah, is it Seychelles or Seychelles? Seychelles, that's where they call the country. He's an ego person. He came for divination. After I did divination for him, I told him that, sir, if you will listen, it is water you'll be selling in life. Water that you'll be selling in life. He said, water? I said, yes. He said, it's now left to you to know the kind of water you'll be selling. He said, does that mean I have to come to Africa? I said, if it takes you coming to Africa. I said, but I don't think Cheers is outside Africa. So one day, I told him, wake up in the midnight, do this and do this. Put this thing under your pillow. You have a dream. He had a dream. He met himself by the fountain of water. When he woke up, he was scared. He called me. Baba, I saw myself. It's like I'm being swept away by the fountain of water. I said, no. You know your divination is water. Even though you are a man, you identify with water element. We will get there if you are not rushing. I will not rush myself today. I said, now, this fountain of water, is it drinkable? He said, yes. I said, can you be packaging it for people to drink? I said, do you know that 95% of drinkable water in our tables at home all over the world are poisonous? Do you know? I said, do you know that a water that is good for drinking ought to pass a certain kilometer of earth before it can be fully purified? I said, you don't know that because you don't know African spirituality. That's why we go to fetch water at the river and stream. If you like, be bathing in that corner of the river. As long as it runs from that place, the current run on the earth is a purifier. It is a filtering system. And he started packaging it. Before he knows, he got a contract in Jamaica, cross Atlantic, hospital. They need spring water alone. And he started supplying them. He got another contract in an hospital in India. They only want to drink water from the spring, and they specified that spring. He was a wise person. He went to obtain the sole right to be the only one who gets water from that place. He's a Nigerian from Igbo land. He's making tons or trillions of naira somewhere else. If they say Baba Yooba bought Rolls Royce, I didn't buy Rolls Royce because I do money ritual or because I did something fantastic beyond what my ancestors did. I only did not lie to people. And it is during that people who listen now begin to help me. I have been helped by angels. You are the angels. You are that angels. I know how much you come around to help me. You now became resourceful to me because you listen to simple instruction. But for those who want something to bow down to, those who want idols and all that, it is the lack of presentation of idols to some of you that make you think this Baba is not correct. This Baba is not. I use that as an example, a real life example. So many of these testimony that comes. But so that you don't kidnap them. I peg the testimony in my inbox and say, no, I will not share this one. And I don't want to create a church-centric kind of thing because people, they love miracles. Do you know there's no miracle in what I did for this guy? We did divination. He listened to instruction. He went to do the needful. He positioned himself according to his Akosejaye's reading. And when the opportunity came, he tapped into it, and that's all. He tapped into it, and that's all. No miracles. Listen, and that's sacrifice. Several other people have revived their finance back. So as a person of African descent, it is not every job you can do. It is not everything you can say, thank you, thank you. It is not every business you can go into. Some, when we make their divination, we realize that they went to study theater art when they should be studying medical. Some of you will say, see, your line of job goes with maybe nursing, medical doctor, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a physiologist, a counselor, a therapist. When we now say a therapist, you don't know, okay, a therapist could be a masseur. It could be someone who is helping people get their sanity back. As a matter of fact, when we get to the point, sometimes we get to the point of telling some of you and say, you are a social crusader. You are supposed to help some set of people in life. It is in so doing that you achieve your peace, total peace. But because you want to be bankers, all of you want a white-collar job. See, the white-collar job is a strangling job. There is the same thing that they call suicide by strangling is what they modernize to you as white-collar job. Look at your life. You know you are not enjoying it. Financial recovery through Akosejaye. See a lot of our children in computer village everywhere. Now they are so desperate they now begin to steal. All of them want to do internet fraudsters. You know me, I don't allow you to come to my inbox. All of internet fraudsters. Their claim is that they are taking the money that was taken from their forefather. Oh, Lemire, you are a thief. If you are caught, you should be gunned down. Me and you people, you know we don't do business. Children go to school to go and study computer science. They come out of school to go and be mixing cream. Mixing cream. Everybody want to sell organic creams. Organic creams. Is that what you stoop so low to do? What organic cream can be as good as Oshe Oyo? Àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣọṣẹ́ nígbà àwọn ni a máa sọ fún wọn pé aṣaralóge ni ọ́. When we do the Akosejaye, we tell them, you are meant to go into the business of catering for body. The business of catering. If you go to Babalawo, if we ask you for 1 naira, please add 2 naira to it, make it 3. The purpose of the 3, the purpose of the 1 is so that it can tell you what it saw. The purpose of the other 2 is so that it can explain to you in nitty-gritty what it saw. A Babalawo is like a guide, a counselor. Your disposition towards them will make them tell you that don't sit across me anymore, sit beside me. Let me take you on the journey of life. So when we say you are supposed to be taking care of body, see, sometimes it is not by going to do cream and all that. Or everybody want to have barbing salon. Most women that has failed in other careers, they feel barbing salon is the next thing. If everybody is opening barbing salon or hair salon, who will now? Now it is now a meltdown time. Women are now beginning to cut their hair. Some of them are going on skin. How will you survive? They are fastly rejecting the wigs of the white people. People are now beginning to say, I want to be African indeed. How will you survive? Sometimes when we say that, when we say you should take care of body, we might be saying you should be one who go into herbalism. You go into herbalism. It is the care of the body that herbalism is. Sometimes it might be in just go into diet system. Maybe you help people know what to eat, what not to eat. It is also a care of the body. Sometimes your own role is not supposed to be, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. Yeah. Bleaching cream everywhere. Maybe pedicure, manicure, and all that. Let them explain to you. See, not all of us will appear on the Forbes list because you don't even need Forbes list. The greatest wealth you can never amass on earth is the wealth of self, knowledge of self. The rich people, the wealthy people of the world, don't they get depressed? Don't they commit suicide? They do. Don't they fail in marriage? They do. Don't they go broke later? They do. But there's something that can never be taken away from you, irrespective of the time. It is the knowledge of self. It is the knowledge of self that give rise or give birth to the wealth, physical wealth. Imagine I don't know myself. Then I will not come across you. I will not know you. I will not know you. See, there's a lot. Akosejaye put you through that, gives you leverage. Akosejaye now begin to tell you about your spiritual allergies. There is a difference between physical allergies and spiritual allergies, just like you have physical allergy. There are things that others can do that you cannot do. Are you getting me? You cannot afford to compare yourself to others. The purpose of Akosejaye is to specify your own boundary, is to explain your own peculiarity, and also to show you your own uniqueness in life. The fact that our thumbprint, even though we are twins, does not match, should tell you that this Ori, this your divinity, are different. And Akosejaye helps you to troubleshoot who you are. It helps you to troubleshoot who you are by giving you your spiritual allergy. There are some women that I can never be either emotionally or physically or sexually involved with, no matter how beautiful they are. Mr. Gbogbo Jenny, you eat all the snake. Now you have been poisoned. Akosejaye gives you your spiritual, when it comes to mating, sexual intercourse. When it comes to even dressing, people ask, why do you always wear black? Why do you always, are you angry that I'm wearing what is comfortable for me? Do you know me before? I wish you know me before I begin to listen to my own Akosejaye. My life was in shambles. Some of you grew to this point with me. So it was difficult for you to live when people begin to lie against me. You know my character, you know my journey, you know my story. From Islam to Christianity, from Christianity to embracing the way of the ancestors. You know my days of silence, where I was out of the radar, totally. Some of you knew how I was looking before. You know my demeanor, you know my way of speaking before. You can compare it and say, this is not the man I once knew. Some of you who saw me before somewhere else, when you see me now, you even begin to say, is he the one? Is he not the one? Until I confirm to you that I'm the one, the body, but my mind has changed. So when they say to you that be transformed by the renewal of your mind, do you think they are telling you that you should look out to Jesus? The transformation you need starts with the renewal of your mind. What renews your mind, if not for the script that you are supposed to play? Are you getting me? See, in life, if you don't know how your mates are working, you will run into calamity. So when you see people dress the way they dress, after the Akosejaye, don't blame them. That is what we work for them. Unfortunately, this physical world is programmed in such a way that you are attracted to what will kill you. Naturally, humankind are attracted to what will kill you. Jesus was killing me, but I was attracted to it too badly. I even became a pastor in Redeemed Christian Church of God. But one time I called my mother and some of my friends. I said, I'm going to embark on this journey. I said, this journey I'm not going to explain to you now. I said, this journey I'm embarking on it publicly. I have been embarking on it silently. I said, when I take off on this journey, I said, if you will be part of my life, you have to hold on tight, because many of you will fall off. I said, many of you will fall off, but those who stick, you will know I'm going somewhere. Of course, who do you expect to stay? It's your mother that will stay with you. Only my mother stayed with me in my face of public announcement. We have been in this way of life. As you are fidgeting and not courageous enough or bold enough to come out, we also did not come out for several years, over a decade. But I realized there is time for everything. When it was time, I called family meeting. This is what I'm going to be doing now. And if you don't hold on tight, you will fall off. Friends that are close to me, spouse that I had then, if you don't hold on tight, you are falling off. All of them fell off, except the mother who birthed me. All of them fell off, except, I said, all of them fell off. Some of them are still falling in love to today. Because some believe that I should have died by now. The story of this guy, I will never forget. I always say it. He was so sure that in the name of the God of his father, Oyedepo, that I will not enter into 2020. Just 2020 there. When the universe wanted to set him on, coronavirus came. In December 2020, I went to his Facebook to go and tell him that 2021 is coming. I'm almost entering. But you said I would not even enter the 2020. When I got to his Facebook, I realized that brother has died since March 2020. He has died already. Ó ti filẹ̀ ṣaṣọ, ó ti dewúrẹ́ jẹ́lẹ́jẹ́lẹ́, ó ti dàgùtàn jẹ́mọ̀jẹ́mọ̀. Ó ti daláàmú tí ń bá wọn mú lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ òkèèrè. Àwa rèé o. Ìlú pé kókúkókú ni wọ́n ń lu àyíwá láyé o. Torí àwa ti dápá. Ẹni bá dárí sapá wa, apá ó pa ni. Ọmọdé ló dárí sọ̀rókò wa, ìrókò kò ní. Igi tí wọ́n bá sọ bélédè, tí wọ́n bá sọ fọ́pẹ́ wa, ọ̀pẹ ó mọ sọ padà fún. A ò sì ní pé kẹ́nikẹ́ni níbi. People will wish that you are dead. Why? Because you have drank in the cup of communion with them. See, your African brothers will rather you die than for Jesus to be disgraced. Your African brothers, they will rather you die suddenly, and whenever something that is calamitous or catastrophic happen to you, that is the only time their God have glory. But whosoever, either you knew them before or you are knowing them now or you know them recently, tí wọ́n ń pète pèrò pé kó o kúkú àìpọ́jọ́ kó o ṣàrùn àìpóṣù ní ti ẹni o, àṣọdúnmọ́dún ní ṣàwọ̀ àṣọdúnmọ́dún o, àṣoṣùmọ́ṣù ní ṣàwọ̀ àṣoṣùmọ́ṣù o, bàbá gbálé bàbá gbàtà á darí ẹ̀ sáà àtọ̀ni. Torí agbé adún wáríwárí àwọn adún wàrúwàrú àjẹmọ̀gà adún màpàyí òkèlè jáfẹ́. Ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ la dífá fún tó ń ṣọmọ ọlọ́rìn ìdìríndín. Báyé bá mú ẹ lápá látòní lọ wàá máa bọ́ o. Báyé bá mú ẹ lẹ́sẹ̀ wàá jù padà. Bẹ́yọ̀dí bá mú ọ lóhùn, o ò ní dọ̀run alákejì báyìí báyìí. Ẹni bá ní okú ní okú o. Ẹni bá ní orùn ní orùn o. Gbogbo ẹni bá ń gbòṣẹ́jú akàn ẹ̀ pérékédé ni wọ́n pẹ̀lẹ́ tí o mẹ́. Gbogbo ẹnikẹ́ni tí bá ń gẹ̀gún sórí igi tí ń wòṣẹ́jú Elédùmarè rẹ̀ wọ́n gbẹ̀so lóòrùn. Everyone who say you will die suddenly, for them to be happy, today they will replace you in that gallows, in that truth. For whosoever say, over my dead body will this person survive, may their dead body be announced today so that you can survive. It's not cause so. That's what we'll come back to saying that. Because they will come against you for speaking the truth. For speaking the truth. They will wish you dead so badly. The unfortunate incident about me is that the Christians want me to die. The Muslims want me to die. Even the Oníṣẹ̀ṣe, the so-called fake African spiritualists want me to die. Orí ẹyẹ ni òpẹ́yẹ, òótọ́ là ń sọ. Èmi ìsìbáwọ̀ jẹ́ lóríwé. I didn't do any covenant with anybody. I didn't do any association with anybody. That's why I warn you. I didn't join any court with anybody. I only do what my Ori sent me to do. That's all. It is the leverage I'm getting to be able to speak the truth to you. If I have made covenant with them, I will also be deceiving you with all the several Greek mythology they are bringing into a session. Going back to what we're saying. Akosejaye helps you. You can like this video if you have time. Just press the like button. And some people say they don't get notification when I come live. That's because you didn't turn on the notification button. There is a bell. After pressing subscribe, there is a bell. If you don't ring it, that it should be notified every time I'm live, you will not be notified. And if you're also coming live and you don't like the video, it will not go viral for other people to see. So it's your way of evangelizing it. You cannot marry everyone. It is not because the woman you married and your life went south or went upside down is an evil woman. It's because you guys are not compatible. When this child grows up, their spouse must not be a fair in complexion lady. Now, we did not say their spouse must not be a white person. Being a Caucasian or a white person and being a fair in complexion African person are two different things. Being a fair in complexion person and being an albino are two different things. That's why you need to build relationship with your babalawo. So that what they say you understand very well. Don't waste his time. If you must, pay for that time. He will have your time. Are you with me? So, we say it to some people. So that their journey in life doesn't become. Somebody will be saying, is it only black people that can do Akosejaye? White people can do it too. African spirituality that I practice is not only for black people. But there are levels I can take black people to because it is their heritage that I will not expose white people to it. Our system of divination is for all mankind to approach for clarity. But our system of divination is not for all race to be initiated into. That is our heritage. I limit it to black people when it comes to initiation. And black people that has been selected by their Ori, not everybody can come into this system of divination. Some of you are all temper, some of you lack spiritual intelligence. So I will not put you into further trouble by initiating you into what does not concern you. People who identify with fire element have no business being inducted into Ifa. They have no business being inducted into Ifa. But that's a talk for another day. We tell them where they can live to make two ends meet. Now, when Akosejaye point out to you where you can live, it's not pointing out to you where you can live so that you can make money alone. People are so money conscious. Money is just a paper. Calm down. It is pointing out to you about your longevity. Some of you are suffering ailment that you should not suffer because you are located in the wrong continent, in the wrong country. The sons and the daughters of the sun are living in the snow. So many of our people migrate over there or live over there for too long, and then they have this schizophrenic, this mental problem, bipolar disorder, depression. So they behave irrationally. Some of you who are living in Africa, if you are not lying, some of you who are Africans living in Africa, and you have people who have lived there for long, sometimes you notice that sometimes they behave like one man should be all the. Sometimes they behave. If I'm lying, tell me. Oh. See, if I'm lying, tell me. If I'm not lying, attest to it. Some of your family members who have gone to have abroad, either America, Canada, or even UK, and stay in that snow for so long, but they were born here. Sometimes you realize that you don't understand them anymore. The way they behave, it will look as if they are disciplined, but it's not discipline. They have mental problem. Otutu ti kó sí wọn ní ọpọlọ. Otutu ti kó sí wọn ní ọpọlọ. They are mislocated. If you are in a continent you should not live in, one of the way you will first know is that you will be having mental insanity disorder. One of the way you will know is that you will be struggling with depression. Clinical and non-clinical depression. Sometimes it will be as if your battery just went from 100% to minus 100. You don't want to see anybody. You are just, oh, I'm around you be and check. Do you see that? They are very paranoid. They suspect everybody. They have no trust. They are any little thing tickle them, they just be oh, I'm a Yemisi, oh, Mapada Bonley, ayo, little ye, Mapara, oh, Tinga with the Lord, dear. This is not to discredit people who live abroad. But I'm saying, why are African people living abroad? Either you were born there through the slave parents that they took, or now that you know you have a continent, why don't you come and build your own continent? See, the sun have a way of helping you. The sun have a way of helping. Why do you think the white people come to Africa to come and tan? They will be running out helter-skelter of our street naked with trousers alone and all that. They know the importance of it. There's a spiritual significance of the sun coming into your body every time. It melts the bad blood. Me, I will not tell you to do otherwise and all that too. There are low-cost housing. It is Africa is the cheapest place to get land. You will own it outrightly. I'm not selling land to anybody. I'm not selling land to anybody. I'm just saying you can easily settle in Africa. Run your own package, do your own water, do your own light. You will live a good life. So Akosejaye tells you where you will stay, live in such a way that there will be longevity in your life. To maximize your lifespan, Akosejaye tells you where you can stay. Within the continent where you can stay, we also tell you which state can you, when you want to move from here to here. We want to relocate. Where we are going, will it benefit us or not? We don't do things without clarity. There's any concept of omniscient, people who know the end from beginning. African people are. Our system of divination exposes us to these things. Our system of divination exposes us to all these things. If you miss it in life, make mistake in life, get yourself in error. It is not the lack of knowledge. It is the absence of it in your own life. There is knowledge available. The knowledge of self is the real education. Educate yourself about who you are, and you will never miss it in life. Akosejaye also begin to tell you about the kind of food you can eat. We do not need to get to the medical hospital then before we know our allergies. We all naturally know during Akosejaye. These and many more you get to know during Akosejaye. Akosejaye also is able to tell us how many episodes of life a child has spent. How many episodes of life a child has spent. And what they did in their previous life. So we have the concept of Babatunde, which means father returned. Yetunde, which is mother returned. Iyabode, which means mother has come back home. Because we are our ancestors. It's just a recycle. Those who left came. Those who are here will leave. It's just a recycle. What is your role in this dispensation? Akosejaye is able to point it out to you. In those days, when a child is being taken for Akosejaye, the Olori Ebi, which is the head of the family, the mother and the father of the child are the only one who goes there. You never can tell. The father or mother could die suddenly. So the family head who knows this script will be able to guide this child. Guide the child. The concept of teaching, hear me now, teaching your child in the way that he or she should go. When they grow up, they will not depart from it. It's an African saying. It is the concept of Akosejaye. The Christians say, teach a child in the way of the Lord. There's nothing like the way of the Lord. Who is the Lord? A Lord is a person who owns another person. There is no slave or master here in the ancient Africa. The saying here is that teach a child in the way that he should go. When he grows, he will not depart from it. Akosejaye, the script of the life of that child is what the parent knew, and they train a child in the way to fulfill their role in life. When they grow up, they send prayers and gratitude to their parents. Any normal parent in Africa knows that the place of favoritism is prohibited in family setting. And also that how you train this child will be different from how you would train that child. There are some child you want to correct. You can spank them or knock them on the head. There are some you don't knock on the head because the Akosejaye forbids it. Some of these children that you are raising, they are smarter than you, they are spiritual than you, they are intelligent more than you. You have given back to some of your fathers, some of you gave back to your grandfathers. Some of you gave back to your, if you are careful enough to observe, you will know this is how your father behaved. Your father is dead, but you can see your father again. Parenting in Africa is a full-time job, not meant for the women alone, but for father also. Parenting in Africa is a full-time job. The concept of single father, single mother, baby dada, baby mama does not arise if you mistakenly give a woman belly or you mistakenly impregnate a woman. You will also mistakenly bring her under your roof. A child must grow up in an environment of a mother and a father. It is a balancing in our society. It does not matter if you call it polygamy or rogamy or kuskogamy or locogamy or oligamy, whatever you call it, it is a primary right of every child to be trained by both their mother and their father. All of you, if you mistakenly go out of your matrimonial home, you mistakenly bring somebody home. People now pride themselves in being a single father, single mother, baby mama, baby father. I'm not talking about those whose circumstances of life happened to, or who were deceived and then jilted. I'm talking about those who intentionally go into it as a means of income. So a child is going to be seeing the mother and the father as the only idols to bow to. That's why you prostrate or kneel or bow to our parent. The same word for Ibowo Fagba when we greet our parent is the same word for Iborisha. Ibori, when you want to bori, you bow to yourself, not to a figure, not to an idol. Akosejaye, restore back our parenting system. My voice is going loud. Sorry about that. It restored back the parenting system where children are given what they deserve, the right of having a father or a mother who nurture them, who watch them, who love them carefully, who also direct them and say, this is your role in life. In the days where father is present in the life of their mother, in the life of their children, and mother is at home to cater for them, there is no concept of hooliganism and thuggery and gangsterism. The moment the family structure was destroyed, Akosejaye taking off, gangsterism became an institution. Then the prison population scheme was full-blown. So a private individual owns prisons. He will now sponsor drugs on the street, sponsor sex on the net, sponsor bling bling and also music artists so that he can harvest criminals. When are we going to wake up? Am I saying more than I should? Would they target me to bring me down? I'm not the first to say it. And I'll continue saying it. Some of all these children, they don't even know their mother or father. Some of them only know that this man bathed me, this woman bathed me, but the woman is busy with work. People now train their parents through their children through their own parents. Indirect parenting. Some people were raised through the nannies. Some people were raised through their house help. Some people were raised through their neighbors. Some people were raised through their grandparent or great-great-grandparent who do not have energy or same passion to cater for these children. You meet a child of 12 years old and she's telling you she's already started having sex. Who invaded you? Who pollute you? Are you having sex with the right energy? Are you even supposed to be having sex at that time? The life of that child has been destroyed before you start. So you raise your children to their cousins. Their cousins are there fingering them. Their cousins are there having sex with them. Their brothers are there making love to them. And incest is taking place under your feet. Then we ask you when you say you have to hustle for money. You will die with that money because what you are creating in society is evil. Are you with me? Am I saying more than I should? In those days, parenting used to be a big deal. Today, if we are not lying, gather 20 grown-up women together from age 18 to 25. Gather 2 grown-up women, age 18 to 25. 20 of them. Ask all of them how they first had sex in life. You will shed tears. You will hardly see 2 who was not molested under the age of 12. You will hardly see 2 who has not been molested under the age of 12. What happened? The parent lost their role and position in the life of that child. Some of these children eventually fall in love with a woman that will abuse them. Some of these children eventually fall in love with a man that will take advantage of them. They go into a marriage that will eventually break up. You call it generational curses. It is not a curse, it is a pattern. Because you look away from your primary responsibility and you created chaos in the world. You allow these children ingest an energy that should not. Something that is prohibited to their ori. Something that negates their divinity. Because you did not stay, not only to read the Akosejaye, but to also train them. I speak with pain in my heart. I speak with sadness in my heart. Because we don't take the important things seriously. So many people are getting involved with broken people. People who are not just psychologically or physiologically broken, but they are physically broken, they are emotionally broken, they are spiritually bastardized and broken too. Because we lost the basis. And those who are willing to train their children and be present don't even know the script the children is going to run by. They ate Akosejaye. Whenever I see African people call pastors to use Bible in naming their children, or African people call sheikhs or afars to use Quran to name their children, I know that the possibility of this child, knowing him or herself, sleep. It is not the absence of abuse that these African people smile. It is because they have accepted fate, F-A-T, in the absence of a better choice. It is not because they have not been damaged inside. It is not because they are not hurting inside. It is not because they have not been polluted inside. It is because they think there is no option. So you have normalized abnormality and told them life goes on. That's how life is. Life is not what we are living. The true life existed before the invasion of the white people. And we can still rewrite that story. We can still go back to the default setting and begin to raise these children intentionally through the Akosejaye, not only knowing it, but also monitoring it. We had a divination for a certain child the other day. When we had divination for this child, we said, this child cannot afford to mate with a woman until he's age 21. See, parents, look at this child very well. If he met with a woman before the age of 21, this is a child with so radiance in him. Some babalawo who are gifted can see you shine bright like a star in the sky. Or they did not have it. They allowed the guy. Father got a good job in the oil company. Mother also got a good job in a multinational company. They are not both home to take care of the child. They first put him in secondary school. And then they took him abroad. See the way it happens. They took him abroad. When they took him abroad, because they lacked parental guardians, they believed their friend abroad would help them monitor it. Other people's eyes cannot be your eyes. If people promise that they will be like a father to you, they are lying. Your father is your father. They can only try. Nobody knows your worth except those who birth you. So they put the child up in a woman's place to be trained. Give him everything he needs. The other one could not mentor the child very well, and the child resorted to criminality. At the age of 16 or so, no, at the age of 17, he engaged in, criminality. And I don't know how they do their court system there. They are stalling it until the child reached 18 and they sentence him. They sentenced the guy into prison. His first day in prison, he got raped. His first day in prison, a boy, he got raped. They quickly revealed the case and they said they should put him on parole. He came out of prison after 5 months on parole. He was already HIV positive. He discovered he could not live with it. He killed himself and wrote a suicide letter. Ifa Jano Abi Ojano. Is Ifa lying now or not? Divination system of African people, is it now a lie? Is it a lie? Surely it is not a lie. You may not know how the script will play out, but when we say monitor a child, this is a child you must monitor. You can't take your eyes off. You now, because of wealth. You see, it's like I said before, is Akosejaye only done for little children? No. Even older people can do it. At least it is better you know the mistake you have committed and know how you can stall it or redeem time than for you to live life clueless. This is not a plea. You don't need to do it. But if you can, get a good babalawo. Have a consultation on your Akosejaye. Because you are older, they might call it kadara or something. But get a reading, a full-scale reading about yourself. About yourself. The kind of work you can do, where you should stay, who you can marry, color you should use. Akosejaye will also reveal your element to you. Alomi, Anile, Alafefe, Alorun, Anigbogbo, 5. The water element, the earth element, the fire element, the air element, the universal element. At least know where you belong so that you will know who you can transact. Some of you, your life, you are not meant to go into partnership with people. It is the partnership you went to people that will cost you your life. Some of you can go into partnership with people, but you cannot borrow money. You cannot borrow people money. You cannot borrow people money. It is in your Akosejaye you will know. Some of you can only go and visit people, but you are forbidden to sleep in their house overnight. Else, something else will happen. The Akosejaye will tell us. It will tell us. And before you know it. You live a life without too much distraction and all. Even though people will come against you, they will only come against you because your life is so smooth for them to comprehend. Ìgbà tí mo gba kádàrá ni mo yé lọ korodo. It is when I accepted my own reading that I fell in line with where I'm supposed to be. And I'm telling you, although I receive a lot of castigation, instigation, propaganda, a lot of lies everywhere. Some say I'm dubious, some say I'm fake, some say I'm this and that, because it is expected. It is forbidden for them to look at me, swear, or grow without trying to pull me down. That's their own work. Their own role in life is to destroy those whose life are going the way it should go. Their own role in life. Your own role in life is to go where you want to go. You need them as a motivation. You need them as a motivation. The moment you see them as a distraction, you lose sight. But you need them as a remember the word need. You need those bad belly people as a motivation. But be true to yourself. So it is Akosejaye. Have you done your own Akosejaye? Have you seen very well? Do you know where to go? Stick to your focus. For if your eyes become single to your purpose, light will not be a scarce commodity in your life. Light will not be a scarce commodity in your life. Light will not be a scarce commodity in your life. And you can correct that first by ensuring that the mistakes you have been through, the errors you have been through, you don't allow your children go through it. Pastor, forbid pastor in your child's naming ceremony. Forbid imam in your child's naming ceremony. Name your child traditionally. We have a traditional way of getting married. We have a traditional way of naming children. Our traditional reading system is also there. Know yourself by engaging the right channel. Go back home. Go back home. There's nowhere in Africa they don't call me to come and do one right or the other for them. I travel everywhere Africa. I enjoy traveling around Africa more than going out of Africa because I get to see my people. I get to identify with their struggles. I get to understand their concept. I get to know how to unify their mind. Reach out to your Babalawo, not necessarily me. Get your divination. But don't walk during the day as if you are groping in darkness. Because the knowledge is there. You are not lacking knowledge. You are refused to expose yourself to the available knowledge. You have just refused to expose yourself to the knowledge that is available for you. Aborubayo. Aboyiboshishe. We'll spend the next 10 minutes answering your questions and your query, if there's any. So go ahead and begin to put in your question down. If you have questions, this is the time for you to ask now before we round up the question. Thank you very much. Somebody was asking me earlier, at the beginning of this okay, let's answer this question. Thank you, Baba Yooba. Without doing an Akosejaye, is it possible for an African child to be on their lane in life and doing well? Well, some are lucky. Some are lucky. Okay? Some are lucky. Some are lucky to be in their lane. I'm from the Caribbean, but I love the traditional wedding of African people. The ones you like are Igbo, Yoruba, and Ghanaians. Thank you. Welcome. Baba, when asked to avoid eating seafood, does it mean everything that comes out of water? No. They should be able to specify to you the kind of seafood. Of course, you know what seafood means. Seafood. Some fishes can be gotten in rivers and all that. But seafood, deep seafood like prawn, like octopus, like all those things. One of the fish that is mostly forbidden to be eaten is a catfish for those who identify with water, because we use it a lot during their rite. If a child likes songs of Oshun, what does that mean? Song is song. Liking the music has no spiritual liking the music doesn't have to be spiritualized. What is the difference between Akosejaye and divination? Akosejaye is a type of divination. Divination system is a troubleshooting of your divine reality, divine self. But people go to do different types of divination. Maybe they want to get married. They want to check the compatibility of this person with them. I've done teaching on that before. They want to take a step. They want to check. They want to invest in a business. They want to check. They want to do this and that. They want to check. So also Akosejaye. All of these are divinations. So Akosejaye is a type of divination. You're welcome. Baba, is there an age limit where you are not eligible for a full divination? There is no age limit. There's no age limit. Anytime you seek knowledge of self, you will get it. Can a grandma like me do Akosejaye? Why not? There is no age limit. It's open for anybody. Only that the mistakes you have made, if we discover that what you are not supposed to, you have done it, there's no way we can correct that. We just say, okay, for the rest of life, these are the things you can do. I want to say, when will you start divination again? We have started divination again. Since the last time we started divination again, we have not closed it. We have only begged people to book ahead and also wait their turn. Wait your turn. Don't rush me. Don't rush me. I realize it's not good practice to close divination at any point in time. People are in need of this knowledge. But when you make payment for divination, don't rush me. I will get back to you when it's your turn, because I attend to tons of people. Despite the propaganda, I attend to tons of people every now and then. So when I get to you, I'm going to get to you. But once I get to you, we are stuck forever. Aboruboye, Aboyeboye Sheo, Tinuola, Olumuyiwa, Ajushe Funyo. Please, I have tried to get you on WhatsApp, but you did not pick my calls. Can I call you immediately after this live show? Or when can I call? No, people don't call me after the live show because I get so exhausted after the live show. As a matter of fact, on the day I do live show, there is no call for the rest of that day. I operate on Telegram now because of security purpose. Please, you are seeing some information scrolling beneath. The one that has to do with divination. So a scrolling, I said, for consultation, use Telegram. Just type https://t.me/Baba Yooba. Or if you have a Telegram app on your phone, just go there and search Baba Yooba or write at Baba Yooba on your Telegram. It will direct you to me. If you are going to use your URL, your Google, just type t.me/Baba Yooba. It will bring you straight to my own inbox on Telegram. So that's where I do divination now. However, if you are coming for divination, don't rush me. Don't rush me. It is good to book ahead, but don't rush me. You will supply information, you pay divination fee, and then you will hold on. I will get to you, please. Thank you, Baba, for taking valuable time to help us navigate these trying times. May you continually flourish in all your endeavors. Sheo, Ashe, Oribe, Eshe, Ekwire, Akario. Adetutu says, I have a son, Baba, who is always telling me he wants to be a traditional worshiper. Can we do Akosejaye for him, please? Certainly, some of these children have intuition or instinct better than their parents. They make job easy. That's why we say whatever we need to do, let's do it for all of them while they are young. But irrespective of the age they are, we can still do it. It's easier to read them, and it is also good for practice so that they don't make much mistake in life. We already know how to guide them. We can do it for them. Baba, what is the right age for Akosejaye? There's no right age for Akosejaye, but the preferable age for Akosejaye is 40-day old. Under 40-day old. 40-day old. When the child is just new, very fresh. 40-day old, we carry them naked like that. We use their feet to stamp the camwood powder, which is the powder of divination, Iyerusu. Then we do the reading from them. We do the reading from them. But when they grow up, even though they are not around, we can still do it. So far, we know your first name, your mother's first name, your date of birth, your family name. If you can put your current profession so that we will compare it with what you should be doing, it will be also good. I'm a Christian, can I do Akosejaye? If you are a Christian and you don't see anything wrong with Akosejaye, that means you believe in African spirituality. It's a way to go. Yes, you can. You are welcome. You are welcome. Baba, how can I get in touch with you privately? I want to do my worry. Please follow the instruction below. If you cannot get me on Telegram, use any of the inboxes, either my Facebook inbox or Instagram inbox. I will get to you. But for faster purpose, make sure you target the Telegram. And this is the trick I'm giving to you. When you send me a message, I don't respond. Tomorrow morning, don't go to bed and think I'm just going to magically respond to you, because tons of messages come to my inbox per day, per minute even. So it's possible your message has been, has gone down. And I might be tired by the time I want to get to you. So tomorrow morning, what do? You say hello again, you make your request to again. So it will remove your message from below and bring it upward. So when I wake up to start attending to people, there is every chance that I will see your message also when I will attend to you. So don't just think I've sent you a message once and I'm going to keep quiet. How you can get me is what I've just explained. Somebody's asking, Baba, what is the average waiting time for divination? Let's say 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. I'm not going to lie to you. 2 to 3 weeks. Under that, I'll get back to you. Except something has happened, maybe I lost your data or the stuff has gone so down. Always make sure you remind me. I will attend to you. Some are emergency. Something is happening in their life. They really want to. Emergency. Some even go to our shrine session or African Spirituality Hub on Telegram to go and say, Baba, please, there's an emergency. Attend to me now. When I know it's an emergency, I'll go to the inbox, look for your name, respond to you. If I get there, and it's not an emergency, I can block you down, especially if you are not giving us cover. So let's not take advantage of that. But Yooba, when is it safe to pass a street I threw my divination egg? That's 24 hours. After 24 hours, you can go back there. You can go back there after 24 hours. You're welcome. So, Baba, may the universe continue to order your step. Ashe. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You're welcome. So somebody in the beginning of this session, somebody was asking that they learned that I took money from someone, that have I repaid the money I took from that person. I'm addressing this and we are closing up. That have I repaid the money I took from that person? In the person in the name of one Franklin Awodia. The person was troubling me in the comment section. I'm responding now because my emotion is in place, and this is what a true Awo should do. First of all, I am not owing anybody any money. Secondly, every claim of defraud and all that does not exist. Third, I am not a businessman. I don't buy or sell. I'm a babalawo. Fourth, we run a huge humanitarian organization, Alkebulan Humanitarian Foundation, Crystal Love Support Foundation. And none of those money from that organization comes to my pocket. Those who are holding the money are holding the money. We know where we do our donation every month on our website, africanspiritualityhub.com. You can go to internet, africanspiritualityhub.com, register, put in your donation. What we are using your money for is there on the website. We offer scholarship to African children. We also, not limited to Nigeria, we also do food banking for poor communities. We went into a certain community in Oyo State, Ibadan, where we have our 3-acre landed property that has a mountain on it, where we do our New Year festival every time. In that community also, I'm raising an orphanage home that will house like 20 children who are sleeping on the street part-time. The orphanage home. So they still have land. Members of our community said, majority of us live abroad. We can't trust family and all that at home. Can you help us buy land in your vicinity? So what I told them was that I'm not a real estate agent. I have evidence to show that. I'm not a businessman also. I only know the person who is selling the land because he has sold land for me and I don't have problem with the land they have sold for me. So what this set of people do was to send money to my account to forward to the land seller. I did as they have said. The reason for that is that majority of them, they cannot send naira. So the omonile, you know how they call them, the land seller, they don't collect dollar. They don't know anything about dollar account, USD account. So I have USD account. They use my USD account so that I can forward naira to these people. The seller of the land gave me receipt for my land, gave the organization receipt for their land, and also gave them receipt for their land. They also had lawyer agreement on that land between them and the land seller. I only helped them collect it because I'm the one who knows their addresses and forwarded it to all of them. I want to ask a question. Have I done anything wrong in that aspect? Does that make me a businessman? It's like a case of me going out, buying a sweet and coming home with it. When I got home with it, because I bought you said you want one, I gave you one. You said it is sweet. When I'm going out tomorrow, I should help you buy. When I got to where they are buying sweet, I bought what you asked me. They gave me receipt of the sweet. I brought it home for you. I gave you receipt and the sweet. You collected the sweet and the receipt. And you tasted your sweet and it is not sweet. Am I supposed to be the one to refund since you have your receipt? In a normal setting, you are supposed to take your receipt to the seller and say, somebody help me to buy this sweet here. I don't like it, I'm returning it. The highest the person who helped you to buy receipt sweet can do is to say, yes, I came here. This is the owner of the sweet. This is the receipt you issued in the name of the buyer. The only problem you will have is that if the money I said they are selling the sweet is different from the money that is on the receipt. So the exact money these people sent me is the money issued to them, except the money used to do lawyer agreement, gazetting of their survey, and all of those things. All these were listed. I ensured that nobody collected agency fee from any of them. Neither me nor the person who first introduced me to that community, nor anybody else. You get the point? Now, some of them wanted to be like Baba Yooba. One of them wanted me to initiate him, which I refused because I don't trust him enough. They wanted to overtake whatever we are doing, hijack here and there. We refused because we have foresight and we allow things not to happen to us, but to happen for us. We could see their scheme ahead, and we are able to decentralize whatever power they think that they are. And they decided to now come against us and say we defrauded them. They went ahead to say the land is under government acquisition. Every land in Africa, every world belongs to the government. The land, the people that first settle in the land are called Omonile. They are the one that can sell land to us and collect money because it's their family land. It is the government that will give you certificate of occupancy. Are you getting me? This is the reason why you go to government to give you certificate of occupancy. I believe people went to school, but because education you went to get is a stupid education, you will not know. Now, when government say they are acquiring a land, they are acquiring it because they want to make you settle into the land. Under the government law in Nigeria, so to say, when government say I acquire this land, and the land has seen the development of over 300 houses, that land ceases to be government acquisition. The 300 landlord can gather together, get their lawyer, go to the government office, land ministry, to go and get the acquisition waived. The highest is that the government can tell them to be paying one small minor change every year. You who have land in Nigeria can testify to this. It happens everywhere across the world. But this land where we are buying, we actually met people on that community. There are over 30,000 households in that community. If there are 30,000 houses in a community, at least 3 people are staying in one house. 30,000 times 3, that's 90,000 human beings, over 100 people. But they give back really much, so there might be 5 people in one house. In the community, they have 17 baales. Community chiefs are called baales in Yoruba land. These 17 community chiefs are appointed by the Lord of Ibadan, and they are given certificate of office and staff of office by the government of the state. I'm explaining so that this thing does not arise again, so that they don't keep misleading you people. I'm at peace. But this set of people insisted that the land is under acquisition. I speak to you today that on my own portion of one plot of land where I'm building the orphanage, the approval for the building and all that is with me, approved by the same Ministry of Land that they said the government acquired the land. Say, people want trouble. When you don't allow them to become a rogue and a nuisance to you, they can go to any length to destroy your name and do whatever. Are you getting the point? So it is pathetic and it is stressful. Now, recently, this so-called entity reached out to the police for CID and said I should come. I wanted to travel to Gambia. I told them I would come. When I got back, I went by myself. They ensured that they lay me till night before they started attending to me. And the first threat was that they are going to lock me up if I don't provide the money, a refund for. I didn't sell this land. The receipt is not with me. It's with the owner of the land. We have once told this person that since you are causing our community trouble, let us give you your money back. The person called us names. Some of you are my witness. He called us names. He sent several mails. He called me names. I said, he even told me he has no business with me. But with the Omonile, he went back to the Omonile and they had issue. He came back to me. The wala was too much for me. The policemen, I don't know what he has given to them. They insisted I give them money, and then else they will lock me up. You can imagine that I got locked up because the lawyer of this person came to the police with camera. They allowed this person to hold his own camera phone and all that. They are willing to snap Baba Yoruba behind bars, but refuse to allow that happen to them. And it's a shame on them. It is a plus for us. They wanted to lock me up that night. I had just overcome one major surgery, and I don't want to risk infection by sleeping in that dirty cell. I'm a very strong-headed person. I told my lawyer I would sleep here, if not for my health. We were going to get a level 14 officer under government who have houses in Ikoyi. Where will we see that one? Bail condition. I came by myself to explain to you. So they said, except I drop money. Even if I can't drop everything, I have to drop part of it. I only acted on behalf of the one who sold us the land. Remember, I don't have problem with the seller of the land. I, personally, I'm also a customer with this person, just like they are customer. The way I was issued receipt is the way they were issued receipt. I decided to act on behalf of the seller of the land because I have no problem with him. So we gave them 1.5 billion out of 2.6 million that this so-called human being paid. And I told them I will give them the rest before the end of October, if I have it. Because they are not rich, I'm not that rich. They left me very late in the night of that day, just last week, Tuesday. They left me to go home. And it was a shame to their camp. Because if I allow them to lock me up and they take a picture of Baba Yooba behind the cell, they will write different stories about it. Those who hear go will not hear come. They will say I'm a thief. They will call me names that Ifa has not called me. But they are ashamed. This person has gone ahead to also instigate other people, 1 or 2 people, to say, yeah, fraud. The case is officially with the police now. The rest part of the case is officially in the law court now. We are all customer to the seller. You bought land as I bought land. The only thing I did was to be so passionate enough, compassionate enough, truthful enough to help you transfer money that you send to my account to the one who is selling to you. To help you collect your receipt and your lawyer agreement and send to you. The only help I did that put me in trouble was that I was the one they sent dollar to who gave naira to those people. Nobody, mind you, nobody is dragging the land with these people. This community is not a community where you buy land today and they say they are sold it to another person. Some of them had even put up fences on their land. They have put up fences on their land. Some of them have started projects on their land. But Baba Yooba need to go down at all costs by all means, because what they want, they think I have. And I've promised no man miracles. I've promised no man miracles. I'm only doing what my Ori said I should do. They resorted to say I'm a fake Babalawo because I did not initiate them. They resorted to say I'm a fraud because I did not tell them to buy to idols. They resorted to say all sorts of things. Ikokotio jataya idi agbono inta wayewa shiri is part of our struggle in life. They will call you more names, so they will set people against you. You will date some of them that will come out with proof. If you say you want to marry them before because they have bad attitude and you say you don't want to marry again, they will still come out and say you promised them marriage. Mentally deranged people. See, for you who asked that question earlier, I ensure that my emotion is leveraged to give this explanation. You can go and confirm this story anywhere. And if you want a proof that tells you that I told them I'm not a real estate agent or a businessman, on the group where they all agreed, unfortunately, the very people who said we know, thank you, are the very people who are saying I'm a fraudster. I have their name, I have the screenshot, the chat history is there. We'll be presenting it in court when the time comes. Ìbàjẹ́ ènìyàn kò dáṣẹ́ orí dúró, borí bá wọn kó ṣeré o, ọmọ ẹ̀dá lè fi bí ṣú o, má dáwọ́ dúró. If your divinity send you to help people and be compassionate, do what your divinity said you should do. People may repay you with evil, but don't stop. Because in doing good without stopping, that's where your reward is. That's where your reward is. They will say a lot of things about you. But let your light shine so bright that even while they are trying to spoil your reputation and name, they don't know that they are helping you call people towards you. They have said my name, said a lot of things about me somewhere else. People who don't know me before now know me. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ o, ẹ kú ìbàjẹ́ o. Wọ́n ló ní bàjẹ́ ò lódó, ẹnu lódó agúnbàjẹ́, ẹ máa gúnbàjẹ́ tìyẹ lọ. Thank you very much for your help in helping to spread this image. But when people come on this platform, they don't come here to see me advertising land. They will never come here to see me advertising business. If I'm not saying let's do good, I'm saying know yourself. Those are the two things. Wọ́n fàsìkò yìí ṣe ìwúre fún gbogbo yín pátápátá. Èrò yín tó ń jó lórí omi, ẹni tí ń lùlì fún yín nísàlẹ̀ odò, kò ní dáwọ́ ìlú o. Gbogbo àwọn alábàáṣepọ̀ yín tí wọ́n fẹ́ràn yín dénúdénú, ẹnu ọmọ aráyé ò ní kẹ̀yìn yín síra wọn. Ẹni bí ò ní ṣáájú yín dọ́dọ̀ olórí yín o. Gbogbo bíkíbi tọ́mọ ẹ̀dá bá ń pò kìkì yín dé pátá korogodo, yálà níre ni o, yálà níbi ni o, ire ni ó mọ̀ fi lálẹ́ òfẹ́ yín bẹ̀ o. Gbogbo ìbàjẹ́ tí wọ́n bá ń ṣe, gbogbo àkàtìyàn tí wọ́n bá ń ṣe, gbogbo àbòsí tí wọ́n bá ń ṣe, yóò máa padà já sí rere fún yín ni o. Ẹnu ọ̀tá báyìí, ìní ó fi po èpè rere yín débi tó re yín wà. Ẹnu obì ní fi ń pèrè wá, tó fi gbàájì láwùjọ ètùtù. Ẹnu ọ̀tá ni ó fi pèrè wá fún yín. Ẹnu ẹyẹ ẹtù báyìí ní fi ń pèrè débi pé ó dẹyẹ ifá. Ẹnu ọ̀tá báyìí ni ó fi polongo yín débi oore yín wà. Àwọn ọmọ ṣe níbi yóò mọ padà wá sórí yín ní rẹ̀. Nítorí agbe ní dún wáríwárí, àṣẹmọ̀gà dún wáríwárí. Gbogbo agbe wọn tí bá ń dún wáríwárí yóò mọ dún wáríwárí rẹ̀ sí yín. Gbogbo àṣẹmọ̀gà wọn tí bá ń dún wáríwárí ó mọ dún wáríwárí. Ẹ̀yin ẹ ò ní bá wọn dífá nífá o. Ẹ ò ní dalákìsà tí ń wọ bàtà jígbìnì káàkiri. Ajúṣe fún yín o. Everywhere your enemy go to for propaganda, every of their setup will always write you up. Every gallows they raise to hang you there, it will serve as a ladder for you to shine above and beyond them. Every of their setup, every of their cronies, every of their coup, every of their plot that they eventually successfully launch, it will launch you to the place of your own favor. Ajúṣe fún yín o. Ayẹyìn kalẹ̀ o. Ẹ má ṣe bí o. Ẹ má ṣe bí o. You don't stain your hand o. Just come to equity with a plain hand. Èṣù àgbèjà yín jà. Èṣù tí ń gbèjà àwọjà ní rere yóò mọ sà sí wọn. Ṣiṣẹ́ tí ń bá ewúrẹ́ tí fi ń kọlù yá ẹ̀. Ṣiṣẹ́ ò ní fà wọn ọ̀tá tí ń bá ọ fà. Ṣiṣẹ́ ò ní fi wọ́n lẹ̀. Ire o. Thank you very much for joining the live broadcast today. We meet again next Thursday, the same time, 4 p.m. as we talk about the concept of power. Power. We'll be going back to our series on understanding spirituality. And next week, understanding spirituality, we'll be talking about power. Power. The danger of power, the time of power, the validity of power, the use of power. You need to be there. And don't forget every other series we have taught so far. And don't be selfish. Share with your friends and family. If you are a newcomer, ensure you press the subscribe button. If you are an old comer or new one, press the notification button so that you'll be alerted. You don't want to miss any of this. And don't forget to subscribe to other platforms. I write articles almost every day. Mind-blogging, mind-opening, mind-blowing articles on my Instagram channel. We also have a website, babayooba.org. babayooba.org. You want to sign up for our very many African spirituality courses. You want to make inquiry. You just want to read. You can also get to listen to our podcast. Like what I'm teaching right now will be converted to a podcast. And you can listen to it at a go. In your kitchen, in your bathroom. Just plug in Baba Yooba in your car. And it's knowledge at a go, free of charge. Ariel, Oliba.